Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Norma. So guys, in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make a collar, a shirt collar. You can use it on your shirt dresses, on your shirts, whatever you want to use it for basically. Okay, and this is a very detailed tutorial. It's the easiest method in cutting your shirt collar. Even beginners, once you watch this to the end, you'll be able to create one. Okay, so if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So now I'm about to measure you would have made your shirt or your dress or whatever you want to use. Then you measure your neck round the way you can see me doing right now. Just take your tape measure and measure it round. Okay, basically. So whatever you get there, that's what you're going to be using in measuring your collar. Okay, so now I like taking my measurement out on my interfacing. Okay, whatever interfacing you're using, just use it. Okay, so now I think I have about 18 inches or so or thereabouts. So I'm going to divide that 18 inches into two. Okay, so my interfacing is folded into two. I'm using the paper stay, the medium one here, so it's folded into two, as you can see me. So now I just wrote a starting line to serve as a guide when taking my measurements. So now I'm going to just measure 1 inch because I'm going to be cutting out my collar stand first before the collar itself. So now my 18 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 9 inches. So that's what I marked there. And from that starting point, I measured 1 inch. Okay, I want my collar stand to be 1 inch. So anything you want to use, you can use 1.25, you can use 1.5, but I advise do not go more than 1.5. I love using 1 inch anyways, it just sits well for me. So I'll just connect that line together, as you can see me doing. That's 1 inch by 9 inches. Okay, so at the end there, I'm just going to be coming down by half an inch. You can see what I'm doing. So that half an inch, I'm going to be connecting it into the middle of that my collar, like so, just giving it a good curve basically, because we don't want that part to be straight. We want it to be slightly curved. So from that half inch, you come in again by half an inch, or you just take your tape, start from the starting point there and rule 1 inch. It's actually the same thing basically. So now I have that there. So from that point I just ruled, I'm going to be coming up by 2 inches. That is the height of my collar. So I'm using 2 inches. You can use 2.5 if you want a bigger one, or as wide as you want it, anyhow you want it. So at the folded end there, I'll be using 1.5 inch. So I don't want it to be straight, so I want my collar to have this sort of a bit of curve at the folded area there. So I'm just going to connect that 2 inches to my 1.5 inches, like so. So I'm just connecting that point together. So once I'm done connecting, I'll take my tape measure again and place it at that end there and come out by half an inch, just half an inch. Yes, so I'm going to rule a slant line to meet that half an inch. But before I do that, I'm just going to be taking my 2 inches there, making sure that it's not higher than my initial 2 inch. I'm just going to take my ruler and just connect it to that point there, just to have this V shape that our collar normally has. Okay, so now my collar is done. Voila, very easy and simple. Beginners can pull through with this method. Try it guys, and your collar will be sitting perfectly on your shirt. So now I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, I'm going to cut out the collar first. You can see how I'm just cutting it out. So once I'm done cutting out the collar, then I'll cut out my collar stand. So I'm just cutting out the collar stand right now. Yeah, so I'm just cutting out the collar stand. So I'm done cutting it out. So I'll just fold my fabric into two like so and place my collar. I'll be cutting out the collar first. So I'll make sure the folded part is on the folded part of the fabric. Then I can use a pin to secure this down so that it will not be moving around. So now I've secured it. I'm about to cut, but when cutting, I'm going to be cutting, leaving ½ inch round my collar, like you can see my hands. Okay, just follow my hand. I'm going to be leaving ½ inch round like so. So I'm just going to be eyeballing it. So if you're a beginner, it's advisable you just measure your ½ inch round before cutting. Okay, so just leave ½ inch round like so and just cut it out basically. So I'm just cutting, you can see, just cutting it around ½ inch. That's what I just did here. Okay, basically. So I've cut this out. So I'm also going to be using this to cut another one. You can see the ½ inch which I left round. So I'm going to be using this to cut another one which will serve as my lining. Okay, it's going to be two pieces. So I've gone ahead to cut another piece, the one that is going to be serving as my lining. So I'm just choking the back part because this fabric is actually, the front and the back is almost the same. Okay, so I'll just keep this aside and cut out my collar stand. Fold my fabric again, pin the stay to my fabric and cut it out, leaving ½ inch round as well. Okay, just on the folded part that will be equal with the stay, just the folded parts, but the rest will just add ½ inch round. I've cut this out. I'll be cutting out another one as well. I'll be serving as my lining. So I've gone ahead to cut out the second one. So I have two pieces of each. Okay, my collar stand, I have two pieces. My collar, I have two pieces. So now I'm just going to be taking off my pins and show you guys how this stay will be sitting on the fabric. So I'll use my pressing iron to attach this stay to the fabric. Okay, I'm just going to use it to glue the stay to the fabric. Like you can see me putting my hands now. I'll just take to the ironing table and press it down, making sure my ½ inch is evenly distributed round. Okay, so I'll do the same thing to my collar. I'll take one piece and attach the stay to it like so, leaving the ½ inch round. So let me quickly do that and come back. So guys, I have ironed my stay to my fabric. But for the collar stand, the straight part, okay, the ½ inch which we left, I just folded it on top of the stay and ironed it flat. I've also ironed it to the collar as well. You can see the ½ inch which I folded and I left the other side, okay, on my collar stand. So right now I'll be bringing both my collars together, the lining and the fabric itself. I'll place it on each other, making sure right side is facing each other. Then I'll take to the sewing machine and stitch it down like so. You can see my hand. I'll just stitch it down like so and turn it inside out, then give it a good press. Let me quickly do that before we come back to our collar stand. So guys, I'm done stitching this down and I've turned it inside out and pressed it very flat and nice. So now I want to attach it to my collar stand. Right now I will first of all locate the midpoint of my collar stand. Okay, so my collar does not end up being in one corner. It needs to fit in the middle of this collar stand. So I'll just notch the midpoint of my collar stand, the lining and the fabric. Just notch the midpoint. Yeah, just notch it. So now I will be sandwiching this collar in between the collar stand and the, yes, in between the collar stand. So I'll place one down. So I'll place one down, then take the collar itself, place it, making sure the midpoints are matching. Okay, that's where I'm pointing at. That's the midpoint. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's where my finger is. The midpoint there, placing it like so, bringing the other one on top of it, one underneath and one on top. So I'm just going to take the sewing machine and stitch it down like you can see me doing. Okay, that half an inch which I folded and ironed down on the collar stand, just don't open it up, just stitch on top of it like so, and once you're done it will be like this. Okay, so let me quickly do that and come back to show you guys. So guys, I have stitched it down. You can see how our collar is. So now our collar is ready to be fixed to our shirt. You can see how neat and beautiful, and this is a very simple method, guys. Try this. If you've watched this far and you've not yet subscribed, please do well to subscribe and join this beautiful family. Give this top video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and also share, like, and all that good stuff. I'll see you.